Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's MasterAquatics and I'm bringing you guys another video. So in this video I want to go ahead and talk about how much my tank is worth right now. Now it took me $1,200 to start this tank up. I've had it for a few months now and I've added some things to it. So let's go ahead and break down the costs. So again, the initial investment was around $1,200 and that was around March. It is currently June right now and I've added multiple things to it. I've added some plants, I've added some new fish, I've added some new light fixtures, I've added tons of different things, and I'm going to break down the costs of each individual thing that I got for my aquarium, just in case some of you out there is thinking of investing in a big tank, because everybody knows big tanks are costly. So the first thing that I want to go over is the canister filter that I got for this aquarium. Now, this aquarium was going to be my main aquarium and my show aquarium, so I really wanted to make sure that it was good and had everything that it needs. So I went with a Hydor Professional 600 aquarium external filter. Now, in my 75-gallon tank, I actually have a Marineland canister filter. I'm not a big fan of those. They are not too user friendly. This canister filter was very easy to use, very easy to set up, and one of the main things that attracted me to getting this canister filter is the fact that people were saying that it was really quiet, which is a big plus for me. I spent around $200 for this canister filter, and I gotta say $200 was well spent in my opinion for this canister filter. If you're thinking about getting a Hydor canister filter, I recommend that you get one. Another cool thing for this canister filter is the fact that it already comes with media for you, so you don't need to buy it except for the carbon. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is the lighting for my 125-gallon tank. Now, because primarily I wanted this to be a really nice, heavily planted tank, I wanted to invest in some quality lights because one, obviously, my plants are going to need that really good lighting, and two, you can't skimp out on lighting. Lighting is very important for your aquarium. That's what makes your aquarium shine and makes it pop and look really good. You can have some nice looking fish, but if you don't have the right lighting, then your fish can't be shown to its true potential. You want to wow people. You get some wowy fish, then you better make sure it's wowable with some wowable lights. Anyways, I spent around $260 for the lighting fixture. I bought two LED light fixtures and I did not regret it. Okay, next up we got the Aquatop Titanium Aquarium Heater. This is a 400 watt heater and it's great, and I spent around $82 for this heater. It's the only one that I could find on Amazon for the 125-gallon tank. Now, there might be more right now on Amazon, but at the time this is the only one that I could find, and it was pretty expensive, but I wanted to try something new. I usually go for the Aquarium heaters, but they always have this clicking thing that goes on with them every now and then, and I really don't like it. It's like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, sometimes my Aquarium heater will start clicking for no reason, and it's this really annoying sound that the heater keeps making. But anyways, that's why I decided to go with Aquatop. Next thing that I wanted to talk about are my plants. Now, I invest a lot in my plants. Reason being is, well, like I said earlier, is I really want a nice planted tank, and I'm trying to get it planted as heavily as possible. I did attempt this with my 75-gallon tank. That was actually my first big aquarium and my first planted tank, and it was okay, but it wasn't set up the way I wanted it. I might be able to go back in there and rescape it, but for right now, it's not looking the way that I envisioned it in my mind when I first set up the tank. Plants and materials such as fertilizer and the plants themselves, I easily spent over $100. I went out and I went to different local fish stores and I got several different kinds of plants. Some plants were actually sent over to me by Buse Plants, and I gotta say the ones from Buse Plants were actually the best looking plants in my opinion. But I also got some other nice plants from the local fish stores, like some Monte Carlos, different types of Anubias, Rotellas, Laguidia, and I spent $100 on them. Alright, so next up is the substrate. I spent a good amount of time researching what kind of substrate I wanted, and I went ahead and went with the Carby C Eco Complete substrate. I know this is not the best of the best, but I've used it before in the past, and it's really nice. I love it. I feel like it really benefits the plants in a lot of ways. So I decided to get 10 bags of this substrate, and I spent around $22 for each bag. So if you do the math properly, if you multiply all of those together, you spend around $220, and that's what I spent on the substrate. It was very costly, but you know, I want to plant in the tank, and that's what I got. I also bought some fish. For example, I bought these Corridoras. I got these from a local fish store in my area, and these were not your average Corridoras. You know, they're not the common bronze or silver Corridoras. These Corridoras, they're actually patterned. They're like polka dot patterned, and they have like this bronze like stripe going across their head, and they look really nice. I spent around $9 for each of those, and I got 4 of them. And so far, I really enjoy their unique look in my aquarium with all the other fish. They mainly stay at the bottom. They don't really venture out too much, and they're always hiding. And they seem really happy. I'm taking good care of them. They eat plenty, and they get plenty of water changes as well. This is my angelfish pair. One's a silver veil. The other is a German blushing angelfish. I might be wrong on that, but if somebody wants to correct me on that, feel free to do so. I spent $10 for each of those, and they ended up pairing up and laying eggs for me right away, like as soon as I put them in the tank. And $20 for an angelfish pair, I would say that's a really good deal. Usually angelfish pairs go up from $40 and up. And these are my 2 discus. Before I got these guys, I did a lot of research as far as where to get my first discus, because these 2 are my first discus I've ever owned, and I've always wanted discus. I actually ended up looking on Craigslist, and I found somebody, and he was a local breeder in my area, and he had all these beautiful discus. He had all kinds of different colors, all kinds of different sizes, but I was very eager to get the very nice looking discus, but I really didn't want to risk spending too much money on my first discus and then having them die on me because I didn't know how to properly take care of them. So I ended up just getting these 2. Unfortunately, one of them did pass away. So both of the discus that I got combined were a total of $70. They were $35 each. I also managed to get my hands on some gouramis. I got 4 gouramis. They were actually $5.99 each, but if you bought 5, it would be $25. And instead of just getting 5 and being smart, I got 4. And this is Cheddar Bob. He's my koi angelfish. I bought him from the same local fish store that I got the gouramis from, and he was $30. I also got Cheddar Bob with this red koi angelfish. I call this one Red. This one was also $30. Very beautiful koi angelfish. And I actually got 3 of these guys from that same local fish store. The third one was called Vivian. Unfortunately, Vivian was not able to make it. As you can see, that's Vivian in the back. She was a lot prettier than the other ones. Unfortunately, that one also passed away. I also got this koi angelfish from my local fish store as well, and he was around $30 as well. I also have my Philippine blue angelfish that have paired up for me after being introduced in the tank not too long afterwards. Again, I ended up spending $10 for each of those, so spending a total of $20, and they ended up pairing up for me, which I actually did not think they would pair up for me, but I got lucky again. So I actually have 2 angelfish pair, and they're more than I can handle right now. I also want to talk about my driftwood. I paid a good price for this driftwood. I got this from another local fish store as well. I get most of my stuff from the local fish store, if you haven't been able to tell already. But I ended up spending $75 on this beautiful piece of driftwood. As soon as I saw it, I immediately fell in love with it. This was actually a special driftwood. The owner or the manager of the local fish store actually had to take me to the back to show me this piece because the ones in the front were not as good looking as this one. So they definitely hooked it up for me. $75, and it was a good investment. Now the last thing that I want to talk about is the actual tank itself. Now the 125 gallon tank did come with a stand. Okay, so with the stand and with the aquarium combined, the total cost comes out to $525, which is not too bad for a 125 gallon tank. I think that's an extremely good deal, and I knew it was a good deal because I could not pass up the opportunity to buy this aquarium, and I've always wanted a big aquarium. Alright, so if we go ahead and add everything up that we went over, the total cost is $1,722. So that's how much my tank is valued at right now. Well, I wouldn't say valued, but that's how much money I've spent on a 125 gallon tank as of right now. And I believe the cost is only going to go up as I'm always trying to upgrade my tank and, you know, keep up with maintenance and all that good stuff. Okay, so we're near the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you guys like the 125 gallon tank so far. Let me know if I should make some changes, and if so, what changes should I do? Leave a comment down below in the comments section. My name is MasterAquatics, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video very soon. Take care, and you have a good one. Bye.
Thank you, young God, for the blessing. Ayy.